Good afternoon. It is 12:48 p.m. It is April 8th, 2026. I think it's Wednesday today. I wanted to do this on Monday, I think, but I forgot. I think I don't know. It just it just be like that sometimes, you know. So, big things that I want to speak about. Not too many. Just a couple things I want to touch up. I'm gonna read about the chapter that I wrote originally on the draft, just one chapter, and then how it kind of translates to the new writing style that I wanted to do. It's like neither is perfect; they still need to be refined, and I don't know which one I want to go with. It just depends on what clicks by the end, but we'll see. Other than that, um, other than that, not too much to be honest. Just that in my mind recently, I've been having this it's like an energy, or to me it's like you feel like pent up energy that you want to that you need something to be done, you need a change, and it comes from, I guess, feeling like I don't know, stagnated, or you feel like it's like you are ready to do something. It's the biggest thing. Just do something completely, could be completely different. Just do something, right? And I mean, I'm doing writing, I am reading, but it's not hitting the spot right now. It's like I need a big change in my life, right? And that's just something that it's like it has to happen. And this is not just like a now kind of deal. It's been bugging me, like, and it's been slowly building up over time, probably years now, right? Before, yeah, it's been years now. It's I need to do it. It just feels like it, and it's starting to really bug me. It's just building up, and yeah, I just feel like it's about time for me to do this. The only thing that's keeping me from doing it, or the only thing that's really keeping me, um, is that I'm waiting on one thing. Like, I'm waiting on just on one thing to kind of like get a and I finalize kind of like a deal of it, right? Like, if I get either or, kind of like solutions from it, whatever, depending on what I get, then then the outcome will be very similar, but not completely very similar, because I guess it's just gonna it's gonna change where I end up at, or yeah, pretty much. You know, I feel like right now it's a big pivotal moment for me in what I want to do, and it's it's a big thing, right? That, and I've been thinking about it. Like, is it this just a mental thing? Like, like the whole idea of like, is this something mental that that's keeping me back, or is this something physical? Where that is keeping me. And I feel like it's not. I think they're kind of connected, but really it comes down to a physical change that I need to make. And if I make that change, it's gonna force me. It's gonna put me like in, like, what's the saying? You just gotta jump, right? I want to take that leap of faith and really, start like a fresh leaf, completely fresh leaf. And yeah, depending on what happens with that decision, right? It's like I'm still gonna make the leap of faith, but it might be a little bit different. It just depends on that one on that one aspect to get kind of finalized, or that I get some kind of response from it. Once that's there, then I go for it. Other than that, just the aspect of communication, right? For anything to work, any kind of communication and mutual understanding, and cooperation, or knowing, whatever, either way, right? Any kind of relationship, that doesn't matter what it is, work related, personal, social, whatever. It all comes down to understanding what is expected from the different parties, just in general, right? That's pretty much it. If you have a clear understanding, right, like, then it should be, at that point, then you can kind of go forward with the feeling that, okay, they understand, like, everybody understands what's expected, what's the kind of relationship that you guys have, etc., right? Whatever. And then from there, things can span on and do whatever. And until you get a good indication of what's going on or what it is, then you're kind of in limbo, or it leaves it leaves basically room for all of these, all of these kind of like anxieties or ideas or speculations to come into place, right? Now, if and those can ruin the things. So, as long as everything is very clear, like let's say, hey, let's talk about just a relationship in general. Like if you both know, or everybody in the party, it could be whatever polycule, whatever the heck they call them, a poly relationship, corporation, jobs, whatever. It could be anything. If everybody understands this is what's expected of you, and this is how things are, right? Like, and they're okay with it, then yeah, that's it. From there, you guys know what the understanding was. You guys, you guys know everything. Then it moves forward. If if you also don't want to, if you also, for just anything. After that, it's pretty much for me personally, right? Like once I know what's expected or what's the big thing, right? Like let's say that you're in a relationship. Once you know that there is a relationship there, then you have my full trust, right? Now I know that we are talking. I know that there is something there. I know that it's not just like a situationship. It's not just in my head. It's not whatever. Then I know full send, right? Like I know, okay, I trust you. You can do as you please. I don't have to worry about it because I have you cuffed up, kind of deal, right? And that's the way that I am. But if it's something like a situationship, or that maybe we're maybe not, then that brings in room for those speculations to come through, right? For either side of the party. You start thinking like, hey, they're talking to so and so, like, should I trust them? Are they, like, because you're nothing, right? At that point you're nothing. So it starts bringing in those things in your head, like, oh, it's building up, whatever, and it's, I don't know, it's not healthy. So just basically what I want to get into is, having a clear understanding of what's going on is the best thing, right? If it feels like you're being if it feels like there might be something there, but at the same time you don't know, that's shaky ground, right? That's what leads to huge misunderstandings, right? Like you guys get into fights for no reason, right? You mistrust each other because so and so commented or liked a picture, or like dude, liked a drawing, or talked to somebody and did not flirt at all, but it was just a simple conversation. Liked a picture that didn't even have them in the picture, with something else. It can lead to so many different things. So yeah, it just comes to trust and whatnot. And I think that's very, very important, about it. Just know what's the terms and conditions. Know if there's anything going on there, and know what kind of boundaries you guys have, right? Like where are you really at? Once that's known, I think that then it's a lot easier to navigate. But communication is key. Understanding each other, and knowing that that just trusting each other. That's pretty much it. In anything, life, work, right? You're expected something, and if you fail at it, then you're at fault. Similarly, the other way. Pretty much it. To add on to that, right? I'm personally a very, have very strong boundaries with a lot of people, right? I tend to not talk to too many people, even online, right? Like even when I talk to people, I don't really go too off the rail. At least I don't think so. I haven't done anything that that I would think is considered, like, flirting, or just like that. Because for me, like, the way that I would like to say it is, when I'm flirting with someone, it's very clear. It's not like, leaving it up to interpretation. A lot of times it's like very, very blatant. Like when I'm starting to talk to somebody, like I make it very clear, yeah. And some people will be like, oh, you come off too strong. But the way that I see it is don't leave room for speculation on things, right? If you care for somebody, or if you have feelings, or just get off what you have, like what you're feeling or what you have in your mind, like get it out, right? Let it be known, And then if the other person, um, reciprocates those feelings, that's awesome. If they're like, whoa, I don't feel that way, or you're too strong, they'll let you know. And there you go. That's how you know boundaries. That's how you know where your guys are at. And yeah, very simple. Don't mistrust people just for a random liking of a picture or a stupid comment or something like that. It's basically what I'm trying to get at. But yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Reading, haven't done it too much. Honestly, I haven't been feeling reading recently. I don't know. Maybe it's the books that I'm reading. Maybe it's that I've just lost the motivation for now. And I don't know what it is. It just comes and goes in waves. So that's why it's a lot of. For me, it's a lot about having that energy, that passion to do it. Like, I know that if I write every day, I can write, or I can read every day. But sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Anyway, whatever. Other than that, I haven't been doing too much. Just I guess reflecting is the biggest thing. But yeah, I've made up my mind on some things. Anyway, what else do I want? Oh yeah, I wanted to read those things. Been talking for a while. I don't even know. Let's see. Which is the first one? The original. Draft 2, Draft 1. Okay. Oh, yeah. Flashbang, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let me just drink some water. Oh, actually, I've gotten I don't know if I talked about it, but I want to cosplay Crollo Lucifer. And I've gotten the earrings, the piercings, whatever they're called. And I also got the tattoo paper. I'm just waiting on the actual costume to arrive, and once I get that, then I can try it on, see how it fits, and go ahead and try the first cosplay. And it's probably gonna require me to. Sorry, I wanted to sneeze. It's probably gonna require me to. It's probably shave the peach fuzz off, I guess. Which what they say about like guys and their beard and stuff, right? It looks like 5 points off, so I'm going from a 5 to maybe a 2 or a 3, so that's whatever. But yeah, anyway, so the biggest thing is I'm considering how I want to take the picture and all that stuff, but we'll see. It's not a big deal. But I got the earrings and I got the tattoo and whatnot. Well, I haven't done the tattoo, but I got the paper. So let's go. Okay, so let me read this. Let me see. Okay, so it basically goes like this. This is the original one that I wrote. I sit here and listen to this abysmal rain pitter-pattering on against the window pane. Rain, once a blessing, is now just a constant reminder of famine that has plagued my land. No matter how much water and seed we plant, nothing will hold on to the land. Our stockpiles have been depleted, preserved, spoiled, and of the vast food reserves, nothing is left. It's ironic, really. Once we coveted precious metals and jewels more highly than the bountiful harvest of our lands. All our coffers are full of them, but nobody would trade food with us. It seems that our arrogance has borne ill repute, and none of the kingdoms are willing to offer any help. We try to conquer the floating islands to no avail. Our flying ships are no match to the might of the masters of the sky. It would be futile to try to invade the Fire Kingdom, as they do not consume anything we would remotely consider food. We have requested several of their finest minds to try to solve the plague that blankets the land, but nothing that they have tried has had an effect on the overstate of desolation that permeated the motherland. In a last venture, we gambled on traveling deeper into the oceans than we have ever done so, and the results were as expected. We lost 80% of our naval fleet to the clutches of those slimy psychic bastards. If we were not in such desperate straits, we would have never even attempted to cross into their damn territory. But why did all the fish and aquatic animals just migrate away from our shores? It was not always like that before. We kept our distance from the insert in water species derogatory nickname, but in recent centuries they have been more and more aggressive. But just what had caused the change in their temperament when they used to avoid conflict? Talking about fauna, all the critters that used to graze on our pastures migrated far into the coldest reaches of the realm. We sent several expeditions to those frozen lands, but none of the parties ever returned. We have never been a species attuned to the cold, but we have made every preparation possible by wearing more layers of clothes and setting up a supply route with kindling for fire. Still, the permafrosted wilderness is our nemesis, and many have fallen into a lull, serenaded by the cold, that eternal slumber brought upon by the numbing embrace of a winter song. So that's basically the original draft. Draft 1. That one still needs to be refined either way. If I were to go with this style, just the regular style writing, it will still need to be refined. But the other one, let's see, is it this one or is it this one? This one. Nothing's better than water. Nothing's better than water. I get, well, maybe coffee, but that's about it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't talk too much. So my voice is normally, it's gone real quick. So, or maybe that's my real voice. I don't know. It just be gone. Maybe more practice with speaking will clear it up. Damn it, dude. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Okay. Okay. So this is the second draft, and this is a more I guess rhyming scheme, poem style scheme, maybe, if that's the way that you consider it. But we'll see. Okay, so pains, ancient, festering, surfacing concertos to the rhythmic grain. Its repetitive pitter-pattering beat metronomes off the window pane. A lulling attempt cast feebly at my restless brain. Sorry. Muddling, maddening thoughts torment every waking moment, crippling my mind and whiplashing my ethereal being. A gray, grain-filled film blankets the land in suffocating gloom. Doom's shadow stretches past the confines of my domain. Of the fields once blessed with milk and honey, only hard and barren clay remains. O tears from our God, O blessed rains, holy tempest wetting life's hips, once bearing sweet gifts of substance, now come to bear a bog, a pigsty, a wicked mockery of famine's vile game. Preserves rotting in ruin, reserves time has depleted, stockpiles long have been eaten. Ironic, isn't it? Jewels we coveted, metals we garnished, cities lay burnished, arrogance born, our place next to God. Foolish we are, kings of resplendent ruins, wishing hunger's release, something our coffers, procurement has failed to have bought. Appeasement we sought, Elysium was not, help we wish to secure, but arrogance repute born has its fruits, and from our other kingdoms we receive nothing but suit. Insights long lost to hunger's delight, since we all cast to islands in flight. Wait, let me read through that one. Insight long lost to hunger's delight, sight we all cast to islands in flight. Our airships burn bright to their sages' strong might. Elements were wrought on their avian dictate. Their sages' mandate cast damnation and ruin to my airship's unstoppable flight. Famished and lost, my people seek light from the caverned slugs, kingdom, from the caverned slugs whose kingdom fire burned bright. A price was paid in claiming their aid, but to our disdain their long research remains to bear a single grain in my kingdom's domain. Rains were forced tightened against those starving and blighted, forced into waters from their minds long casted, blasted our choices, forced into motion and damned be their voices their psychic mind has projected, forced and injected past our strongest defenses, scrambled and tangled, our brains turned to mush, at those jellyfish bastards' simplest push. Forced were our hands as we rushed for a chance to fill our bellies in that deep sea substance. Foolish were we to forget pastry teas, bringing psychic demise to our naval might, to surmise total cost of our unfortunate plight. 80% of our naval force lie underwater in their sunken respite. Limping and wounded we gather our numbers, the final escapade, a morbid parade into the desolate frozen remains of our kingdom in ruins. So, like both of them, both the original draft and this draft, they both need refinement. There is no doubt about it. But for me to refine something, I'll have to let it sit for a bit. Like maybe, go through and come back to it like a week or so from now. And then I go through and refine it. Some of the rhyme schemes didn't match because the words, I couldn't find the right words. And that's just my limitations, right? To actually make them rhyme. Some of the reading that I just did, I stumbled and I didn't get the actual rhythm, cadence, whatever it is, I didn't get it right, so that's my mistake. I guess I'm not the best orator, so orator, I don't even know. ESL, right? English as a second language kind of problems. But on the second draft, especially the end is very rough because it's still a work in progress. It's from there. I have to link it up to the next section, the next chapter, and keep it going. And this is not going to be something that's going to take me, a little bit amount of time. It takes way longer. So my plans are to write the air section and the fire section simultaneously with this one. Basically focusing mostly on the other two sections, and this one is going to be very small chunks. That way I don't burn out. That way I can, slowly work on everything, and it should hopefully work. The fire one, it's just basically taking it and making it more. It's like a journal entry kind of deal. So it's just about making it have more scientific terms, making it sound more like somebody that works in the science field, or a medical professional, some kind of very smart person will write it. The air one, it's not as poetic. It's more about emotion, right? Energy, and it has to feel like there's like this pulse to it, and that's just what I need to go for and do. And I think I should be able to get that done as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I still don't know if I like the new one better. And if anybody actually even watches this, I'm sorry. First of all, it's not complete, and second of all, the reader is not very good either. So there you go. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe I'll shave. I don't know. I don't know if that matters. I don't know. I haven't been feeling it, but who knows? Maybe I will. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and just to end things, right? If and it's just in general in life, just make sure that you are 100% that there is a clear communication and understanding, and then that's it. That makes things so much simpler. Like, I am not a person that does not understand. I am a person that can very easily, you know, how do you call it? Like, if like, let's say if somebody tells me, "Hey man, I don't fuck with you. Don't talk to me. Whatever." I'm like, all right, and whatever. See you. It's like, okay, cool. Or if it's one of those things like, hey, you know, I thought that you came off rude or anything like that. Just let me know, dude. It's the biggest thing. And yeah, I think that that's just a way to a good note to end things on. Just make sure that you make it very clear what those what's what you want out of life, and once you know what you want, just go for it. If it doesn't work out one way, you'll work out another. Life is funny that way, right? And it rewards you for taking those risks and pushing, never giving up, and just keep on doing your stuff. Maybe even in life, you'll get something you thought that you wanted something this way, right? It has to be this dogmatic, way, forever. And then things change, life happens, and then you realize, eh, that's that's just the way it is, right? So yeah, just make sure that you have clear goals of what you want to accomplish, and just go for them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just be clear on things. And all right, speak to y'all next week. Later.